a nice introduction. Can you hear my voice? Good.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for this opportunity for me to, on behalf of UBC David Hardwick Pathology and Learning Center, to give you everyone a brief introduction of what this center is and what do we have, what do we do, and what we plan to do. So as you guys may or may not know, the David Hardwick Pathology and Learning Center is located second floor of the Diamond Healthcare Center in the VGH. So what we have, the center currently include both physical specimen collection composed of over 2,000 physical specimens, and also include the virtual part, including the gross specimen pictures, digital microscopic slides, and free educational books and outlets. So first, who we are. So you can see this is the upper picture is the overview of a small portion of our collections and which displayed in the center. During the last decade, Miss Helen Dick, who has been managing this museum and the learning center for a decade, and she did a great job to maintain all the specimen and give the tour and lectures and educational lectures for all the students and whoever interested in pathology. But unfortunately, she's right now in sick leave, and so for about a year. So after she's on sick leave, and Dr. Jennifer Kong has did a great job as an acting manager in the center, and I would just step in as a medical director from last year to help with it. In the meanwhile, we have a big group of fantastic volunteer teams. This is just some of the pictures for part of the volunteer and student team. And we have way more than those numbers. And in the first question is that what do we have in our museum, in our Pathology Learning Center? So the core of this museum is the physical specimen collections. And these collections is originally from the Dr. William Boyd Museum of Pathology Specimen. Dr. William Boyd was a very famous professor of pathology and author of numerous pathology textbooks. And he was the first head of the pathology department at UBC when the medical school started in 1950. So, and when he moved to UBC, and he brought with him a collection of specimens which form the basis of this collection, some of which are still on display. This collection formed the core of the pathological specimen and used to teach the medical undergraduate student and the resident, and has been added to over the last decade, several decades. This collection has over 1,500 specimens and is organized by organ system with a ladder to designate the organ and a 4-digit number as act as a library. The first two of which indicate the disease category, and based on the system with 10 categories of the disease. And other than that, we have also Dr. Betty Polland's embryonal fetal collection. Dr. Betty Polland was a professor of OB-GYN and medical genetics who served as a mentor to many people studying human development at UBC. This collection was originally at BC Children's Hospital and demonstrated a range of conditions. that arise when organs don't develop properly, from the tiniest embryo with chromosomal abnormalities to tissues with intrauterine development, to conditions which impact the patient and people later in life. Additionally, and we have BC Children's Hospital congenital heart disease collection. This collection begins at Children's Hospital in 1960s and is a specialized collection to demonstrate the ways that the heart malformation affect the heart and the method of repairing this defect. And last but not least, and we have Dr. William Thurback Lung Research Collection from St. Paul's Hospital. Dr. William Thurback was a professor of pathology who studied lung disease and developed a system for quantify the COPD and emphysema. This research collection that include the X-rays and section of lungs and also corresponding microscopic slides demonstrate the microscopic changes of the disease. And then this is Dr. David Hardwick, and our previous department chair for UBC pathology, and he put them together, all the collection together, and formed the David Hardwick Pathology Learning Center. Other than the physical specimen collections, and we also have very enriched online virtual collections. One is the slide image collections, which can organize in the eSlide Manager. So the viewers or learners can go into there by free login to those eSlide Manager to look at the HE slides and the special stain slides, and also some of the pictures of gross anatomy of gross disease. And also, we have quite a few free educational books. One of them are the BC Cancer, from BC Cancer, Dr. Diana Anescu, Dr. Knowles, Dr. Wang. They are collection for the cervical cancer screening imagings. Those imagings is like a case-based study, and we can log in and check the whole slide scanned and give the diagnosis to train our eyes for this cervical cancer cytology characterization and diagnosis. And also we have a teaching case in hematology. It's been authored by Dr. Jason Ford and Sophia Wang years ago. So those are the virtual slides atlas for the hematological disease. This is also organized by the case-based study and give the brief history and presentation, and also important examinations, and also the slides link and the interpretation and the discussion at the end. Other than that, we also have a book series from Dr. Wang. It's called the Essentials of Cytology series. They include 7 books actually. One is including the fluid cytology, head neck cytology, breast cytology, lung cytology, gynecological cytology, as well as the abdominal final aspiration cytology. And here's the example. This is the book for the breast cytology, authored by Dr. Morgan Hayes and Dr. And quite interesting, we also have a very interesting book here. It's authored by Dr. David Walker. This is a histology examination of the state of the preservation and pathological observation of ancient human remains from the BC. Actually, it's the Iceland. And we can see the maintained lung structure in this picture, and also has also carbon pigmentation as well. So this is histology slides from a lung from a ancient Iceman. And also we have medical microbiology images, and at this moment, this is only accessible for the microbiology resident only. And most recently, Dr. Gao nicely contributed his collection of imaging database or ATLAT and over several thousands of gross imaging of the human disease, and contribute to our online database and free educational books series. And so that's what we have. And what do we do with this order and great resources? And that's what we mainly do. And we open to the public. And so far, because of a short of a hand, we only open 2 days a week, which is Wednesday and Thursday. However, other than those times, and we can arrange the field trip or personal visiting by appointment. So whoever interested to visit our museum, and you can contact our current acting manager, Jennifer. And I think most amazing things that we have been done for the last decade is arrange a free field trip for the students, especially high school students. Those field trips are completely free, and host a maximum 30 students a time, and have a 2-hour field trip. So the students can come and learn about disease and how they're classified in the museum, and see what kind of a challenge and they make to the organs and how that impact the organs function, and hear about the fascinating areas of research and how new information is challenging our thinking about the cause of the disease, and explore the collections to learn about the range of disease that affect us. And both Helen and Jennifer are extremely experienced educators, and so all the students have a great experience in those field trips. During the pandemic, and because of the restriction of the in-person visit, we arranged the e-talks, which is the virtual museum visit. So the virtual tour can arrange by appointment as well. So right now is a kind of a hybrid format. So not only invite people to come into our center, to our museum, and we also step out for the outreach. So this is the one of the events we start. In last November, we did our first outreach workshop since COVID at the Canadian Medical Hall of events in the BC Children's Hospital. And so over 50 high school students with a strong interest in healthcare professions and their teachers as well come to one of 2 90-minute workshop where our staff describe their career journey and give them a sampling of what it is like to think like a pathologist. Using selected and gross anatomy specimen from our center, a group of 4 or 5 students need to solve the mystery of what happened to that patient, and with the provided specimen by answering guided questions. Concurrent to this, and we also brought a microscope, and a true microscope actually from my office, and along with the breast cancer sample slide, walked students through what they are seeing and describe the process of histopathological analysis. Most students couldn't get enough of the workshop and attended far beyond the ending time. And at the end of the workshop, the students knew a basic understanding of the role of pathology in healthcare and experienced some of the critical thinking of and the virtual skills needed in pathologist's life. And also with the help from the UBC media relationship, and we trying to outreach for the social and public media to draw more attention and interest from the public, the audience. Just yesterday, in the Vancouver Sun and the report and their team just visit our museum, and you have a tour. And also we did an interview and to introduce our museum to them. And in the meantime, we have a group of nurse school students to come to our museum for a tour. So they kind of the reporters and interviewed both us and also the visitors, and have a brief idea what we do and what the impact of our museum to the health professional students and education. And hopefully the news will come out soon, and we will have more attention and interest from the public audience. One of the main projects we are doing is to enrich our free educational platform and educational books. So this is one of the book and we are doing, and it's conducted by Jennifer and Helen during the last couple of years. And this book's name is Pathology from Tissue Level to Clinical Manifestation and Interprofessional Care. This is a great resource for those people who want to know about pathology. So for each of the disease in this book, there are chapters on normal organs, tissues, videos of normal histology of the tissues, and pathogenesis of the disease, including the histopathology videos, and also has pictures or videos lessons of our center's specimen with the disease, and also has a discussion on how to the histopathology course, the common signs and symptoms of the disease. The video interviews also has interview with the health care professionals, including nurse, medical, radiographic technologists, and the pathologists describing their role in the care of the patient with the disease. And also has a narrative of a patient journey through the healthcare system as they are diagnosed and treated for the disease. And then at the end, pre-post test and critical thinking exercise for each of the chapter. So I'll give some example of that, what it looks like. So in the left, then we have the content, and the people can navigate through a different topic and different chapters. And here's the introduction for one of the chapter, heart failure. And here's an example of a particular disease, novel pneumonia. And here we have a video, a couple of minutes video for the demonstration what kind of growth change for the novel anemia, and followed by some of the key findings histologically, and also the video, a couple minutes of video demonstration of the histological findings for this disease. And these open books have been, we successfully get funding from Open Educational Resource Fund from UBC. Actually, we got consecutively 2 years, last year and this year as well, and enable us to make our book more comprehensive and more effectively deliver the knowledge and the resources from our center. Another key I would say is the digitalization of the physical specimens. So this is the collaboration from the UBC Hive. The Hive is stands for the hack space of innovation and visualization of for education. So they have a great resource and have extensive experience to using the high technology, especially 3D VR technologies to create a very nice interactive teaching and a platform for the human health and pathology. So I can show you guys a example of what this looks like. As we can this. Please bear with me a second. Yeah, here's an example of one of the specimens, one of the several tryouts we have done with Hive. This is a 3D scanned model demonstrating a heart. And we can navigate and play around with this 3D scan imaging and to show, to look for the defect. But honestly, I am not quite sure what's the actually defect for this particular heart, but it's very nice. I'm not a pediatric pathologist. Anyway, so that's just to give everybody a brief idea what this looks like for the our specimen once they are being scanned at 3D. And then we also have some doing the photogrammetry to take pictures from different angles. Because once the specimen is put in the jar filled with formalin, it's really hard because the jar reflects. But one of the projects to try to take photos and with most advanced techniques to special photographic of this specimen. So that's something we are trying to do right now. Let's get back to our slide. So that's basically a few some of the main things and we are doing and what's in the near future, what's on the calendar. And so first, the Vancouver or BC Science World exhibition right now has a skin living armor evolving identity exhibit. So we have arranged to join this exhibition in April and May in a couple of sessions and with our several of our skin specimen from our center and also the participation of the staff and the volunteers from our museum. So that's what will happen in April and May. So this is a kind of a first tryout with Science World to see what's kind of a best format or way to collaborate. Hopefully in the future, we'll have our own independent exhibition in the Science World. And later on in May, and we have the first Canadian Medical Museum Symposium. So several of such similar museum or collection across Canada, I think probably 4 or 5, and they will gather together. We will gather together and exchange what we have and exchange the idea and have a discussion of the challenging and the potentials and opportunities and figure out the best way we collaborate and support each other. And also later on in June 1st, we have an open house for UBC Pathology Day, and hopefully everyone can come to have a visit within the department. Our department, so people have a better idea what we have and what we do here. So as for the future, there are some visions and we try to make. So first, the center will be an inviting destination for learning and accessible to all people. It will be the keeper of the pathology knowledge, including the mechanisms and diagnostics of the disease, and be the preferred location and resource for medical and public education. The second, that we will be the valued and supported as a vital asset in the community, enjoying community partnerships and collaboration with a thriving membership and a strong, committed volunteer base. We will offer quality programs to medical professionals and patients and attract visitors by promoting itself as a destination site. And last, we will be innovative and generate excitement and take advantage of new technologies and social media the center will foster participant and the interest in UBC and the community and contribute to the medical education in BC. So our goals are to collect and preserve and interpret exhibits and house objects and photographs and archive materials illustrating the human disease pathology, and encouraging community engagement and participation through the provision and the promotion of educational programming, activities and events, as well as by fostering the active volunteering and the partnerships, and also to create awareness of and generate support for the center as a vital asset in the medical education in the British Columbia. So there's several directions we try to approach. So the first is the core program and the service, and to consider options in addressing space and program and operational needs that will enable our center to deliver its mission successfully. There are several actions we're thinking to propose. One is complete the evaluation of the current space, and prioritize and make recommendations, including the retrofit. And also identify partners in the community, existing and or new, including the UBC Hive, UBC Okanagan, BCIT, Pathology Department in the hospital across the BC, etc. And also identify the existing and potential joint initiative for space use programs and service. And last, to identify new technologies that would support the delivery of the programs and the service. The second direction would be the community engagement, and to identify ways to modernize and be more competitive and be responsive to the changing community, and engage and increase interest in the participation and support of health professionals, patients, and local organizations. There are several ways we are thinking to propose. The first is that initiate the branching exercise and explore new promotion opportunities, collaborate with UBC media relation, and initiate the use of social media options. And I think we successfully again get the attention and interest from Vancouver-Sun, and also we have a running project as social media, such as Twitter, to have more connection and to the public. And also we will explore new ways of engaging institutions, visitors, patients, and community organizations, create a more significant physical presence in the community, and also identify new programming opportunities. The third direction will be increase the capacity and the resourcing, and to strengthen the organizational and human resource and the financial capacity of the center. So for that part, and we propose to start an advisory committee, and also develop a process for continuous engagement as the committee members, host fundraising events, increase the volunteering, and investigate the funding opportunities from either government, private, local, and beyond. Also increase interest and improve outreach to corporate students, and also increase the resource to pay off staff for positions or hours, and investigate sponsorship local business from local business or corporate. So that's what we were thinking for this direction. And the last, we are trying to increase awareness and support to demonstrate the center's better role in UBC medical education, and its contribution to other professional education programs in BC will increase the awareness and support at the institution, community, and municipal levels. So by that, and I think we to try to review the institution and the community needs and the interest, and and review the method of attracting visitors to the center and the museum. Explore the ways to increase the communication and the relationship with the university, department staff, and officers, and also determine the new ways to reach out to the university, determine the ways to document the center's engagement with the community, report on outreach activities, and better share information to reflect the value that the center brings to the university and brings to the community. So that's basically what the future direction that we propose and that we are thinking, and we'll bring these centers to. Overall, I think the David Hardwick Pathology Learning Center and our museum is a very historical site, and it is very unique. This is actually the only such museum in Western Canada, and this is very valuable. And it's doing it's a transformation because of the reforming of the medical education in the university or in the medical school level. Yes, it's transforming, but it has a great potential. It hopefully has can be a signature of our department. And I think this is a diamond, actually, and we're located in the Diamond Center. I think this is a diamond in a diamond, and just like the advertisement in the radio. So we are diamond in the diamond. Last, I want lots of people to thank and for contributes to the what we have and what are we doing right now. First, from the UBC Pathology, Dr. Jennifer Kong and done great. I cannot think about a better word to thank her for her great job, especially after Helen's sick leave. She has been done a tremendous work, and hopefully she won't be burned out. And also Helen during the last decade and help maintain the center in a great way, in good shape. And my previous medical director and John Bush also has been done a great job and passed me a very nice organization. And also our work is being guided guided by Dr. Gao and Dr. Nemo, and also supported by Geneva's administrative support. Also, I would like to thank the open book educational authors. All those authors are UBC graduates or undergraduate students. There are Liz, Laura, Titania, and Mambella, May, Eva, William, Theo. And also we have a great outside collaborators, including the Dr. Fraser and Joanne from McGill. Claudia, Isan, Anthony, and Monica from UBC Hive, and Dr. Zoe Sun and Sarah from UBC Okanagan, and also Brian and Dana from BC Science Award. Eric Rofsen from UBC Media Relationship and gave us great help for the social media outreach. And also we have great support, technical support from BCIT teams. And the last but not least, we have a tremendous and wonderful volunteer teams, and over I don't know how many, and probably 20 volunteer teams, and all of them either from UBC undergraduate, or I think a majority of them from the high school students and volunteers. They did a wonderful job to maintain and also translation of the demonstration of our museum from professional language to lay language in order to let all the public visitors go understand. And also they make the demonstration and plastination, and also give a tour to the visitors. They did a really nice job. So at the end, and I will thank everyone's attention, and thank you again for this opportunity to introduce our center to everybody. Thank you.